I think that the end time is accelerating right now because Hamas attacked Israel, and I feel much more urgent about the end time. It's because Israel was always hesitant to build its Jerusalem temple, although it's prophesied in Bible. But they're hesitating because they are afraid of the Islam countries. Because if they try to build the Jerusalem temple, then all the Arab countries will want to attack Israel. But now Hamas attacked Israel, and they are in war with Israel, and Hezbollah is engaging whether they're gonna join the war. And if the war starts happening, then there's no point for Israel to fear the Islam nations anymore because they are attacking anyways. So then the possibility of Israel trying to build the Jerusalem temple is increased a lot more. And when they build the Jerusalem temple, then as the Jewish boy Nathan saw, I believe Obama will attack Israel. It's because I believe Obama is a Muslim, and he will try to unite all the Islam armies. And in his vision, the Jewish boy Nathan saw that all the nations in UN will attack Israel. So he might get help even from UN. So all the countries will attack Israel. And then Obama will destroy the third Jerusalem temple. And then at that time, the Jewish Messiah will appear. And then that Jewish Messiah is the Antichrist. And he will build the fourth Jerusalem temple. And then the Great Tribulation will begin. So I believe that there will not be much time to serve the Lord. So this is the time to consecrate ourselves to God and to serve Him, because there will not be much time left in the end time. And in the last video, I said I wanted to talk about the image of God. So I would like to talk about the image or the shape of God today. And also a little later on in the video, I will talk about the size of God. So I've been a Christian all my life, and what I heard in the church was that God is a spirit and He has no form or shape because He's a spirit. So that's what I believed. But actually in the Bible it says God has a shape and God has an image. So this is Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. I watched till thrones were put in place, and the Ancient of Days were seated. His garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, and its wheels a burning fire. So this Ancient of Days, He is God. And if you read on, a figure like a Son of Man will descend on a cloud, and He will worship this Ancient of Days. So that Son of Man is Jesus, and this Ancient of Days is God Himself. And it says here, His garment was white, and His hair is like a pure wool. That means white like a wool. So we can know that God's hair is white. And also it says He is a kind of figure that can sit on a throne like a chair. And He wears a cloth like a human. So we know that from the book of Genesis, God created mankind after His image. So if you want to know what God looks like, then you can just look at a person, because God looks like people. And in Exodus, God showed Himself to Moses, and we know that He has hand and He has a back like a human. So this is Exodus chapter 33, verse 22. So it shall be, while my glory passes by, that I will put you in the cleft of the rock, and will cover you with my hand while I pass by. Then I will take away my hand, and you shall see my back, but my face shall not be seen. So he's like a human-like figure that has back, face, hair, and he sits on a throne. So I believe that we are created in the image of God. So that's how he looks like. And also what I believe is that God is a Trinity, and all three parts look the same to each other. So God and Jesus looks the same, and the Holy Spirit looks the same too. So I sometimes read the visions suffered by people who died and came back, and what I read is that when they leave the body, then the spirit looks the same as the body. I also read that somebody saw the Holy Spirit in a vision, and the Holy Spirit looked like Jesus. So I believe all the three parts in Trinity looks the same. And there's a hint in the Bible too. And we read that in Daniel, God's hair is white. And if you read the book of Revelation, it says Jesus' hair is white. So God's hair and Jesus' hair, they are all white. So it's another hint that says God and Jesus looks the same. And also Jesus said, why do you want me to show you God? Because if you looked at me, then you saw God already. So I believe that God and Jesus looks the same. So I believe that God made mankind after his image is because he wanted to create beings that can be his family, like children. So he calls us his children. So I believe that's why he created mankind after his image, because he wanted his family. So how about the size of God? I used to believe that God is very huge, like tall buildings. So he created all this universe, so he must be huge, like buildings. And that's what I imagined. But what I now believe is that God is the same size as humans. So what I wanted to ask you is that we all want to have family. So would you like your family members, like your son and daughters, do you want them to be like so small like ants? Or do you want them to be comparable size like son and daughters? Because you want to be able to embrace them and hold them and share love with your family. So of course you want them to be like other human beings, not like ants. So I believe it's the same with God. So he wanted beings with which he can even walk together and embrace and hold and enjoy companionship like other human beings, not like a man and a dog. So we read that God was walking in the Garden of Eden. So God is like a being that can enjoy the flowers together with Adam in his garden. And there is a hint about that in the Bible. So this is Genesis chapter 18 verse 1. Then the Lord appeared to him by the terebinth trees of Mamre, as he was sitting in the tent door in the heart of the day. So he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing by him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them, and bowed himself to the ground. So the Lord is God. So God appeared to Abraham, and he appeared as human. So God appeared as 3 men. So I believe that the Trinity appeared at this time. So God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit appeared as 3 men to Abraham. So this was God And we know that it was God because Abraham bowed himself to the ground. So whenever you see somebody bow down to an angel in the Bible, then the angel stops them to not bow down and worship them. But we read here, God accepted Abraham's worship. So he is God. And he appeared just like us. He appeared as three men. So I believe that God and man are the same size. So when I realize this, I feel much more close and intimate to God. He's not like a being that are so huge, but he is a being that can treat you like his family. So when I think about that, I feel much more intimate to God, and I feel much more close. And I look forward to the time when I see him in his kingdom. And I will be walking with God. And he will treat me like a family. So I wanted to talk about his image in the hope that you will feel much more intimate and close to God, and look forward for his companionship in his kingdom. I wish you blessings from the Lord.